One people, one planet, and one purpose. I've been pondering about it. I think this is the best theme. It's my favorite ever theme in VCon because it encapsulates a lot of things that, in fact, I'd like to talk about tonight. I'd like to go deeper onto the meaning of one people, okay, one planet, and one purpose. Can we discuss this? Yes. You guys are good? Yes. Is this a good topic? Yes. Okay. So one people. What does one people mean? There's 6 billion people growing in our planet, right? One people. What is one people? We're all going to be different. We're diverse. Nationality, races, sex, religion. We're always going to be different from each other. But what would make us one? One in peace, one in love, determination, one in collaboration with each other, sharing. All of this is what really makes one. And if people could come together and be as one, we won't have wars. Right? So there was this leader of the past. He actually described that there's 3 types of people living in our planet. You want to hear there's 3 types of people? Yes. It was amazing when I was reading about this because I said, oh my God, it's really true. And kind of like I related to it. And I'm sure you're going to relate to it. And so tonight, right, we all have to make a decision. What kind of person, what kind of people do we want to be with these 3 categories of people that I'm going to talk about? Is this good? Yes. Okay. So the first type of people in the planet, right, he calls that person an idiot. You heard that? An idiot. Now, if you go to the Webster Dictionary, an idiot means moron. Like Batman describes himself as a moron, right? But he's not a moron. So in the Webster Dictionary, it's moron. It's someone who is stupid. Someone who is a nincompoop. Like it goes like heavier and heavier in terms of definition. Okay, someone who is brainless, who is not thinking, someone who is ignoramus, if that's how you pronounce it. So an idiot is that. But this leader describes an idiot in a different manner, which sort of like related to me, what he was describing. He said, what is an idiot? An idiot is someone who does not care for anyone else. An idiot is someone who even kills himself in the process of living a life. Meaning he doesn't care about his health. An idiot is someone who trashes garbage over his neighborhood. Right? An idiot is someone who's thinking he's the only one living in this planet. So he rapes, he steals. What else does he do? He cheats. So he explains what an idiot, and it goes further and further what this idiot person is doing. Okay? Basically very destructive in nature, very offensive, intolerant of others, right? Basically irresponsible, right? Most of the time he's stoned drunk. He's an alcoholic. He doesn't even care about his own physical body. He pollutes his own body. Would you say this person is an idiot? He was given a body, but in the process he pollutes it. Would you call this person an idiot? So that's the first type of person in the planet, an idiot. Is this clear? The second type of person, they're called tribal. What is a tribal? What is a tribe? It's basically also a group of idiots that come together. And they call themselves a tribe. And because a tribe is a group of idiots that come together, they're also thinking that their religion is the only religion in the planet. They're also thinking they're the chosen people. They also don't care about other tribes. They're just thinking it just should be just our tribe. Okay? Let's invade other tribes. Let's steal their women. Let's steal their riches. And, you know, when you speak of tribes, right? People are still very tribal today. Right? And we have the biggest tribe of today. The United States of America is the biggest tribe. They think they're going to police the planet. They're going to do this. They're going to, you know what I'm saying? But basically, they're just thinking of themselves. Let's take the oil here so we could keep more oil for ourselves, you know? Let's take this. Let's take that. Let's exploit this. Let's exploit that. Also thinking tribal, but still for themselves, for their tribe. So it's a group of idiots that came together, which is more dangerous than the first idiot. At least the first idiot is just alone. You know, you could put him in jail. He's alone. You could sort of like do something. But a country of idiots. Called a tribe, that would be so difficult. You understand? And headed by their president, who's also an idiot. I hope they don't watch this in America. I'll be banned from going in. But this is what, and I didn't say this, okay? The leaders of the past described this type of people in the planet. The tribe. The idiots. Tribal idiots. And the third one. You want to hear the third one? The third one is called the citizen. Citizen of the world. And what is a citizen of the world? He's very responsible. Huh? He's not selfish. Before he says something, before he does something, he's thinking. Before he says something, he sees twice. Before he says something, he thinks twice. Before he says something, right, he listens twice. He works twice. He breathes twice. He makes sure he's not going to be harming anyone else. Even other living entities. He doesn't go around just killing and creating havoc or destroying the planet or cutting the trees or... He's always responsible. This is the citizen. He respects other religion. Is this pretty cool? And he knows that his religion is not the only religion in the world. So he's pretty universal. He understands that he's not the only person. A citizen of the world, he understands he's not the only person in the planet. He understands this. So he's very caring of others' feelings, others' thoughts. He's very respectful of people. That is the citizen. The first class resident of the planet. What do we want to be? Citizen, right? This is pretty cool. The citizen. I want to be a citizen because most of the time I'm an idiot as well. I don't want to be an idiot anymore. I told this 20 years ago. I want to start working on being a citizen because I was once an idiot. And I became a tribal idiot. But now, after our experience in networking, seeing the world, and all of its wonders, you've realized, hey, I'm not the only person in the planet. My tribe is not the only tribe in the planet. Let me be a global citizen. One people. Is this okay? So, do we want to be this? So this would apply to our business as well. So you cannot be an idiot in network marketing as well. You know? You know an idiot in networking? He's just thinking of his own checks. He's just thinking of his own earnings. He doesn't care what he's going to say, what he's going to do. Right? Totally unethical. Making promises. Right? Stealing. Bribing. Don't be an idiot networker. Because you cannot separate, right, your personality from your very business. A responsible citizen also becomes a responsible businessman. A responsible citizen becomes a responsible husband, responsible father, a responsible everything, son, responsible. When you speak of responsibility or a citizen, it applies to all, whatever hat you're wearing, whatever responsibility you have, it applies to all. You cannot just be responsible to your wife and not be responsible to your kids, or responsible to your community, or responsible to the rest of the world. You can't do that. Because that is being an idiot. So when we speak of citizenship, which you are you not a citizen of the planet? It just so happened you live in India. But hey, India is my planet too, that I live in. Okay? So you make sure you don't pollute Mother Ganges. So when I go there, it's clean. You know what I'm saying? It's my river too, right? Just like the river in the Philippines, it's your river too. So it's my responsibility to make it clean. So when you visit that particular part of the planet, you'll be happy. Is this fair deal? In VCon, we're a citizen. We're not a tribe. We're a citizen of the planet. Clear? So there's no tribes here. Right? You cut my skin, blood, red, same. We all have the same children, family. We love, we like to care, we like to be happy, and all of those things. So can we decide to be one citizen of this planet? So please don't throw your garbage on this side of the world. Can we tell America that, or these places that throw garbage and our rivers, our ocean? It's the same planet you're polluting. It's going to go back to you as well. We live in one planet, do we not? And this is the only planet, unless you have any other planets you could think of. They're starting to go to space right now. But our only planet is this. So let's take care of it. Let's be responsible citizens taking care of our own planet. And what's the next one? Purpose. Now let's talk about purpose. The first thing a citizen must do to be happy is what? To find his purpose or her purpose. Because without a purpose, you won't ever be happy. Dalai Lama, yeah. He said two things that I kind of like very much agreed. He said a lot of things, but he said two things I very much agree. He said, to be happy, you need two things. Purpose. Second one is how to fulfill your purpose, or fulfilling your purpose. Without this, you would never be happy. And I totally agree. You know, people who don't have a purpose, what happens to them? They don't become responsible. They just start drinking. Some of them end up committing suicide because there's no who needs me. You know, like, what am I going to do? If you don't have a purpose, you don't know what you're going to do. Do you have a purpose? In fact, that's the first thing you must try to find out. What is my purpose? What is your purpose? You know what a purpose is? What do I do? Right? Do you need me? Am I needed here? What do I contribute? What's your contribution to this planet? You're a citizen of the world, right? And you're avoiding to pay taxes. That's another idiot. You're avoiding to, contribute to the planet. You're being an idiot. We have to contribute to make the world a better place. So what is your contribution to this planet? That should be your purpose. What's your contribution with your family, with your community? That is your purpose. Now, fulfilling that purpose is your journey. So what we have here, the business of Qnet, is basically just a vehicle. We cannot give you your purpose. There's a vehicle so that you could fulfill your purpose. I don't know your purpose. Each and every one of you, you have all your different purposes. You have your purpose. How do you fulfill that purpose? You can use this vehicle. Qnet is a very powerful vehicle that you could use to fulfill your purpose. And what is that one purpose? To make this place a better home for all of us. 3 weeks ago, I attended a training of Obama. President Obama was actually, I was just this far away from him. I was on the third row. Okay? What's so big deal about President Obama? He's also a person. He just was given the title of the tribal idiots called the President of America. But he's an amazing leader. Hats off. He was talking in one of his talks. He said that, and he was addressing the crowd there. There's 250 people in the room. He said, I'm also a family man, he said. I'm also a family man like each and every one of you, he said in the room. And just like any other family man, I want to educate my children so that they could have a better life. And that's what I was doing. That was my purpose, he said. But when I was trying to fulfill this, he said, I come to a realization that it's not enough. Why? Because if my neighbor's children are not educated and they don't have the kind of lifestyle that my family have, my children will not be happy as well. Because they would be feeling insecurity. How could they go out? They would be afraid of their neighbor. You know what I mean? How could my children go out? If there would be racial problems, if there would be this problem or that problem, they would have to face. So he said, I realized that it's not enough for me to educate my kids. That I also have to be responsible in educating my neighbor's kids. Because we live in the same world, he said. There's no more really, I mean, these boundaries that, you know, whoever created these boundaries, I don't know who started this thing, you know, they started demarking, the demarcation of the planet. This is Africa, this is India. We all know it's just like one planet, right? Bharata Varsa, one planet. There are just many islands. So my neighbor, your neighbor is the same. So the whole purpose is just really sharing with everything, collaboration with everything, right? Making people successful. How can I be successful and if you're not successful? And this is the beauty of our business. My success is dependent upon your success. So I have to make sure you're successful before I get successful. So you get to be less selfish. So you share. You educate. In our business, we cannot remain idiots. And it's the idiots in our business that's causing so much trouble for us. In the media. You experience this in India, in a lot of countries we go to. It's the idiots that's causing problem because they don't know what they're doing. They've not educated themselves on the principles of networking. And this is just creating so much problem for us. And it's your responsibility to educate them. But how could you educate them if you yourself is an idiot? And that's why you send your kids to school. Right? Is that the reason why you send your kids to school? So you don't want them to grow as idiots, right? So same thing with your downlines. They might have PhD. They might have all of these titles that they got in school. Right? It doesn't make them a citizen. Because an idiot is defined by not the certificate, but their character. The definition of a citizen is pretty much the character. What is the character of a citizen? The character of a leader. Responsibility, being responsible. Being concerned, being like caring. Just the word care. Do you care? Do you actually care? That's something we should always be asking ourselves. Do I care? Because just by caring, that immediately expands, you know? Your horizon expands. One people, one planet, and one purpose. So if we could, for the whole 2018, let's ponder upon these three things. You know, just the theme of this VCon is full of thoughts. Just the theme of the VCon, if you contemplate upon, if you ponder upon it, it becomes your guiding thing in your life. So there's a lot of rah thing going on in VCon. Okay? The concert, please guys, don't get lost here, okay? You didn't come here for the concerts. You don't come here for the rah, you know, all of these things. You're going to miss the point. Right? There's a whole deep stuff here, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that we could actually understand from the speaker coming up on stage. They are sharing their life stories. And what does that mean? If someone shares their life stories, their experiences, it takes off years from you not having to experience those difficulties. You could learn. But an idiot, despite hearing this, he would not learn. So he has to go through, experience it again. What the other guy experienced, he has to experience to believe. But even an idiot, after experiencing, still he doesn't learn. What is an idiot? He was told, if you steal, you're going to go to jail. He steals anyway. So he goes to jail. And even after going to jail, he steals again. That's an idiot. But an intelligent person, a citizen, doesn't need to learn by experiencing it. He learns by just listening. Don't jump off the cliff. You might break your bone and die. Do you have to experience that? Because you're intelligent. But an idiot, no, I will jump. You know what I'm saying? Graham, I'm giving you a absurd example, but there's a lot of things that we're doing and that is very moronic, which we could avoid. And we're wondering why we're suffering. Why you're suffering today has nothing to do with the planet. Has nothing to do with the weather. Has nothing to do with your mother-in-law, your husband, or your wife. Totally, your unhappiness has nothing to do with anybody but yourself. Now, an idiot doesn't know that. An idiot thinks that his unhappiness is because of his wife or his husband or his mother-in-law or the planet or the whoever. It's somebody else, not me. I'm perfect. My problem is this other people. No. Look in the mirror. And you'll see who the problem is. And that's what we need to work on. Now, if you're thinking there's nothing to improve, how can you improve? So relationship is a very strong foundation in building your network. My question is, because tonight we don't have time to go to the detail of networking with you. I cannot do that. But I want to give you foundations, what you should be working on. What muscle should you be working on? No, because see, the most difficult relationship is the one closest to you. In fact, the closest to you hurts you the most. Is this true or not? Because they know all your dark side. They've seen everything in you. You have nothing to hide. So they could totally just blackmail you, ransack everything. No more privacy, nothing. Vice versa. It's the most difficult relationship. So the difficult people in your life, embrace them. Hug them. Because they are your what? Sharpening stones. The difficult people are your sharpening stone. And this is what Dato instilled with me in the very beginning. Because I have the tendency, because I'm an idiot, every time there's a difficulty, I run away. This is what idiots do. When there's difficulty, kalas, run away. Run away. Why do I have to deal with this? Run away. Problem here, run away. Run away, run away. And that's what we've been doing all our lives. We're just running away from responsibility, from relationship, from this, from that, even from hardship. The reason you're weak today and you don't have the muscles for relationship, because you run away from the workout. Every time you're being presented a workout, you run away. Oh, this is heavy. I cannot do this. You run away, so you never had the practice. The difference between a leader or a citizen and an idiot is that the citizen, every opportunity he has, he works out. That relationship, outside of his wife, outside people, community, tribe, nationwide, he tries to always build that relationship. He excels in whatever he practices. You become good, right? Yes. But I want to change that tonight. Because people say, practice makes? Practice makes? I totally disagree. Perfect practice makes perfect. You could be practicing the wrong thing. Totally. Then you're going to remain an idiot. I was practicing something. You know that last night I was telling you I started doing presentation, right? And I did presentation for all my downlines because I was thinking I didn't want to be a bad upline like my friend Datu Vijay, who left me to talk alone, and I wasn't trained yet to talk. So I told myself I'm going to do presentation for everyone. But after 7,000 downline, what the heck? You're the only idiot there? I was an idiot because I had 7,000 people who are all idiots, could not do presentation. I was the only one who was doing presentation. Now, what was I practicing? I was supposedly networking. But what was I practicing? It was a wrong practice. Until I started doing perfect practice. That made this perfect network. Not completely, but you know what I'm saying. Perfect practice makes perfect. So, we cannot just be thinking, oh, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. You gotta make sure. So, right? Make sure you're doing the right thing. Learn enough that you could be self-taught. You understand? You know what self-taught is? You learn enough that you could correct yourself. It's very important. Then whatever you learn, you duplicate. Immediately, you make another person to do like what you're doing. So, you're building relationship, the foundations, what you're learning, apply it first to yourself, apply that, and that application, you download to another person. Okay? You teach another person, you duplicate them. Exactly the way you want, the way it should be. Because duplication is very important as well. Just like if your downline is thinking that for them to be successful, they have to be on stage talking to thousands of people, that's bad duplication. Because not everybody could just go up on stage. Beginning, I could not go up on stage. I was so scared in going up on stage. It's just like, what am I going to say? You know, what if they laugh? I don't have hair, you know what I mean? I was just so conscious about things. You know, we're all like that, yeah? We all have our imperfections. What about my nose? What about my lips? What about my belly? What about this? We're just so conscious about what am I going to say? But Vijay taught me, he said, you don't need to do that. I thought. But at that time, he said, you don't need to do that. You could actually build a network doing one-on-one. I said, hey, this is cool. Like, really? Like one-on-one? Yeah, one-on-one. You do one-on-one. So I focus on one-on-one. Signing people one-on-one. It's easy. You know what I mean? Then that becomes, you're talking to 2. Later on, there's like 5 people in front of you. But see, you grew up to it. You know what I mean? You grew up to that 5, then became 10. Right? Sometimes you're invited, there's like 50. But see, you're growing. Slowly, you grew up to it. We should not be idiots. That's the lesson for tonight. If Dato asks you, what did Japa talk about? Okay. He said, we should not be idiots. But this is very, where was I? On the duplication, see? So what you practice, even speaking in a crowd, it just takes practice. And that practice is on the one-on-one. Or your mirror. If no one wants to listen to you yet, talk to the mirror. Do a presentation on the mirror. Practice. Even if somebody doesn't show up on your presentation, present anyway. Present to a blank wall. Practice. Practice, practice. Perfect practice. then you grow, you develop muscles. You know, when I say muscle, not the muscle, but the muscle in whatever you're doing. We all need that. The muscle in speaking, the muscle in relationship. You know, success is very heavy. Heavy. What is heavy? It's laden with responsibilities. You know that? Like a tree. Sometimes you see, you know, they graft this tree. They take it from an old fruit, like a mango. So you have this thin mango, but it's already fruiting, right? There's already a fruit. Why? Because it's actually taken from a 15-year-old tree. But this fruit would never really bear well. Why? Because the foundation, the trunk, cannot carry on even one fruit. It's going to break. So what happened? It would flower, but nature's law, it would not fructify. Why? Because the foundation cannot carry the fruit. So similarly, success is heavy. If your foundation is thin, you cannot carry it. So what happens, you may have all the money and stuff, but you end up a drunkard, you end up destroying the plant. I mean, what happens? Right? You become a magnified idiot, and it's more dangerous. An idiot with money and success is more dangerous to the planet. Right? Because he uses that for terrible things. So success doesn't mean an idiot with a money. Success means a citizen with money. That's what you want to be. You want to be a good citizen of the planet and that's what really success is, and have the facility of financial and all of those things and being a responsible citizen. So in building, we start there. That's the foundation, relationship. And the rest, the networking from A to Z, from prospecting, making a list. This, your uplines, I hope, are teaching you this. These are the A to Z of networking. You got to learn. You got to practice. These are skills. What I'm telling you right now are building your character, where you build upon your skills, is very important. You build upon your skills based on these characters that we just talked about, being a good citizen. So all of those characters would develop better in the hands of a responsible person. Do we agree? Yes. So, I'll be very short. What's very important, okay, the points that I made tonight, right? I want you to ponder upon this theme that we have in VCon and make that your mantra for the whole year. Contemplate upon it, right? Look at one people, what it means. Make those changes in you. Look at the meaning of one planet. How do I contribute to the planet? How can I make it a better place? It's not just you don't own the Ganges River. Okay? You don't own the mountains, the seas, the water. Please don't pollute it. Right? The environment. It affects us. The river that runs in your side comes to here too. You know, in the villages, sometimes they would shit on the water, on the river. They throw garbage and it's run towards. This is idiots doing that. Why? That's why we got to educate people. And it's my responsibility. It's the responsibility of the V to educate everyone in the world. Because we just don't want to do business and not be responsible citizens. So this is my campaign. This is our campaign. So I want you to carry this over to the countries you're going to be going to. What did you learn in the V? If there's anything, one word you could describe what did I learn in the V, is how to be a responsible citizen. Thank you so much.